Hello, friends. My name is Alyssa Trube, and you are currently tuned in to the cosmic bullfight and a very hot matador, a metaphorical one. This is an audio recording of an email because I really like to write, and people really don't like to read anymore. So I'm going to talk it so that you can listen to it. Innovative. Magic in the mundane. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed. Yes, that's right. Those are words by Terence McKenna. To set the mood, which is Erotic Integration 101, we press play on the music before we read. Of course, you are listening, so you're probably not going to have the music on in the background. If you do, if you followed the link, enjoy. That's order of operations, baby. By the way, right now, through May 31st, Erotic Integration is 50% off. That was on purpose, knowing that this Mars-Pluto opposition would be happening. You have 5 more days to access Erotic Integration at 50% off, which, yes, there is 4 hours of one-on-one sessions with me. That is a rate that is unbelievable. Take advantage of it now by using the code, all caps, sit down. One word, SITDOWN. I use these dream the impossible and the world will not grind you under words spoken by Terence McKenna daily to remind myself of the proper way to play the game that is this reality. A game to play. That is what it is. This is something my sometimes over-serious 6-line role model personality is prone to forgetting. So I energetically tattoo the words onto my astral body because courage is not easy to access from the rigid over-seriousness of fear. And these days demand courage. These days, when tension-filled truths bubble easily to the fleshy surface, as the earthly below reflects the cosmic above, of Mars, choking on the long-held desire, tangos with the unrelenting Plutonian presence. Courage is necessary. So the words, nature loves courage, stay all up in my awareness. You see, Pluto is the archetype of the often subconscious truth of the soul, and Mars represents the erotic animal body. The reason Pluto is known as the underworld god is because the subconscious is relatively underworld, and most often, it's not until we lucidly let desire in that we are asked to make the journey there, to those underworld realms in which we have become aware of our soul's truest desires. The ones that we attempt to fulfill by taking action based on the impulses, eros, of our animal bodies. Holy cosmic crickets! Interconnection is absolutely my kink. I mean, for sure. And so if it's yours too, or you're curious about this Mars-Pluto opposition, join me for an Instagram Live tomorrow, May 27th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time to unpack this more. But in the meantime, I can hear you saying, okay, Alyssa, so what the fuck does this mean? This is the energy of staring the devil in her or his eyes, to quote astrologer Stephen Forrest, as a slow smirk begins to play over your mouth. Because finally, you realize that the terror that you've felt for this seemingly outside of you force is entirely misplaced. Why misplaced? Because these energies are actually not outside of you. They are a part of you. Intimate parts of you, in fact. In other words, the devil is just as much you as God is. So, have courage and hang with me here as we picture a bullfight. And yes, I did give you a rather erotic photo of a bullfight. A cosmic bullfight. Imagine Pluto, the underworld god and metaphorical matador, who, my goodness, is very hot. Thank you, ESPN, for providing the image. So imagine this Pluto, the underworld god and metaphorical matador, in an unrelenting power dynamic stare down with the action-oriented animal instinct bull, Mars. Now, if you are feeling a little bit depleted on your imagination, go take a look at that photo. Yeah, that one up there. That is what has been and is still happening in the heavens. And we, as a microcosmic reflection of the heavens, are also experiencing it in our internal personal lives. So how does one win this cosmic bullfight? Well, one wins by integrating the erotic. I can almost hear your freaking eyes rolling. But you know what? If you intimately knew the energy of Eros, you would have seen that one coming. Pun intended, always. And as I wrote that, a huge thunder clapped. It applauded the sass. But you know what? I mean it. One wins by integrating the erotic. And while I will deep dive into this interconnection between Mars, Pluto, and the erotic, specifically integration of the erotic tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time on Instagram Live, here's what you need to know in the meantime. Integration equals merging separate things to make a unified whole. Eros equals the sum of life-preserving instincts that are made manifest as impulses to gratify our basic needs. Also, these impulses can sometimes be sublimated impulses, and they can also be impulses to protect and preserve the body and mind. If you don't believe me, go ask Merriam-Webster. So here's the thing. When we integrate the erotic, we welcome the life-preserving, and by life I mean aliveness-preserving instincts that we as human animals have been gifted with. So let's put this all together. Here's the synthesis. Pluto, the underworld god, transiting through Aquarius being the process of individuation, so that we as unique individuated parts may bring our genius into the whole collective to enrich it. So Pluto in Aquarius is inviting us to become aware of and one with integration, our intangible animal instincts and impulses, Mars, all of which imply our soul's deeper desires. So I'm going to say that again, because if you were reading it, you'd have it in front of you, but listening, I want to just repeat this here. Pluto in Aquarius is staring down Mars in Leo. They are opposite, meaning they are riding the very same axis. They are sitting in signs that are polarities. They're opposites. Front, back, light, dark. Pluto in Aquarius is staring down Mars in Leo. You can apply this to your personal chart by finding where those signs sit, which planets sit in them, and the houses that they cover. So I'm going to read it exactly. Pluto in Aquarius is inviting us to become aware of and one with our Mars-born intangible animal instincts and impulses, all of which imply our soul's deeper desires. Desires that benefit from being aware of, and desires that benefit from being integrated. Desires that, when integrated, actually allow us to evolve, allow our soul to evolve. Think cosmic Darwinism. Dark, but kind of true. Adapt by integrating the erotic, by integrating those life-preserving instincts that are made manifest as impulses, or die, metaphorically, of course, because when I say life-preserving, Merriam-Webster means literal life. When I say life-preserving, I mean literal life, but I also mean the preservation of aliveness. So yeah, it's metaphorical death, and Merriam-Webster would tell you it's literal death. Okay, so why is Pluto in Aquarius opposing Mars, inviting us to become aware of and to integrate our animal instincts in order to become aware of our soul's deeper desires? Why this invitation? Great question. Because when we are willing to follow our impulses and instincts past the surface level of the literal expression of them into the deeper waters of our subconscious, Pluto, they often lead us to the raw energy we are here as individual beings to learn to harness and hone. Raw energy that I would call aliveness. raw energy that many of us have lost touch with, as conditioning teaches us to sublimate the erotic impulses that are essential, ask Merriam-Webster, to our health, physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental. Raw energy that we can use to transmute our drive for lower pleasures, those that bring instant, shallow gratification, but are actually kind of depleting in the long term, e.g. eating processed sugar regularly, scrolling on TikTok, constantly turning to TV to distract you, a quick jerk to porn, etc. So let me go back here. Raw energy that can be used to transmute our drive for lower pleasures into a vivacious life force that is enduring and that propels us toward higher pleasures. Those that build strong nervous systems and biochemical foundations of health, e.g. in real life connection with humans we love, home cooked food, erotic moments where we feel self-expressed and connected to our senses, really good music, dancing, deliberate soul feeding intimacy with ourselves and others. These higher pleasures support us in living rich and fulfilling lives. Now I want to read that again because there's a lot of context. Raw energy that we can use to transmute our drive for lower pleasures into a vivacious, enduring life force that propels us toward the higher pleasures that support us in living a rich and fulfilling life. Okay, wow. So this is kind of turning into a cosmic dissertation, and that was not my intention in writing this email. So if you've made it this far, whether you're listening or reading, send me a quick email back. Send me a quick line, an emoji. Did you like listening? If you made it this far and you send me an email back, I will send you a little human design treat, a little human design orientation, not a reading. I will send you a discount for a reading, but I will send you a orientation to the system of human design. Okay? Now back to the point. This Pluto stare down with Mars is a catalyst to help us, me, you, and the collective, in our individual lives, become more aware of the layers of our sublimated subconscious desires and impulses. How? How are we going to become more aware of them? By bringing them to the surface of our body awareness, Mars. So let me say that again. This Pluto stare down, this Pluto opposing Mars, is a catalyst to help us become more aware of the layers of our sublimated desires and our sublimated impulses by bringing them to the surface of our body awareness. That means you might be noticing some things come up for you in the last week and in the next week. This is happening for all of us right now. And if you've not yet integrated the erotic, then the emergence of your desires, as expressed through the impulses that you can feel in your body awareness, may feel a little dizzying, quite disorienting, and may throw you into sort of a overwhelmed spiral. But on the flip side, when we integrate the erotic, when we choose to learn to gracefully and curiously dance with the body feedback of those life-preserving impulses, then we learn to use our animal body wisdom in support of our soul's evolutionary purpose. And this using our animal body wisdom to support our soul's evolutionary purpose and desires, this is the core of erotic integration. Are you going to learn about sex? Fuck yes, you are. Are you going to learn about how to ride the rhythm and feel life force and connect to Eros and be the conduit for life force energy? Are you going to learn how to walk into a room and feel your goddamn self? Yes, you will. But I'm not giving you a script for that. I'm helping you learn to use your animal body wisdom to support your soul's evolutionary desires. That is erotic integration. So, as a reminder, you can get erotic integration right now for 50% off until May 31st. Tomorrow if this whet your appetite, then tomorrow join me at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time for more on these fiercely transformational energies, which will be up for us for quite some time, especially because Pluto is going to be transiting through Aquarius for a good long jaunt, though it will move back into Capricorn first. And as it does, you can bet that this is not going to be the only time that the very fast-moving Mars sits straight across from this Plutonian force that is here to bring a new age. An age of individuation in which we take our individual genius and we bring it in to the collective. So, cheers to the wild ride of interconnectedness, my kink. Cheers to being alive. More on the Illuminatrix retreat next week, but please know we only have 7 spaces left. This is an intimate retreat. You are absolutely welcome to share a room. A lot of the beds are queen and king beds, so you're more than welcome to share a room with a sister or a friend or a daughter. As long as they are over the age of 21, do it. And that will actually bring your individual rate down. Okay, there's still a couple of spaces to use the Illuminate Me, one word, discount code if you want to use that. If you don't need it, please don't use it. Save it for someone who actually does. And if you feel like, you know what, Alyssa, I want to just use it because it feels fucking good for me, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. First 5 people can use it. Okay, so that will be August 31st through September 5th in Colorado for an intimate female-bodied space of workshopping, yoga, embodiment, human design, magic. And so you know, if you are hungry for the entire feast, if you're like, you know what, Alyssa, I fucking love hearing your voice and I love your writing and I really like your take on the world and I can tell that you are here honing your craft and I want you to guide me, deep dive with me. Deep dive with me in my all-time favorite offering, Magic in the Mundane, which is a transformative, understatement, 12-month or 6-month container. You can choose. Do you want to do half a year? You want to do a whole year? That will give you access to the full array of Human Design Foundation readings. You'll get, if you do the year, you'll get multiple. If you do 6 months, you'll get 1 or 2. Coursework and modalities, all of which will be personalized to you. The coursework is over 30 hours, both rhythm, embodied eating 101, which you can absolutely drop into any time. You'll get 4 weeks of signal access to me. But if you actually do rhythm, if you do the Magic and the Mundane 101 coursework, you will get access to rhythm embodied eating. Magic and the Mundane is a one-on-one container. It's 6 months or 12 months. You'll get access to Rhythm Embodied Eating 101, as well as erotic integration, as well as a personalized human design reading, as well as 90 minutes a month of follow-up time. This is the full feast. If you're hungry for transformation in your life, this is for you. And while I do have a fixed rate for these, I always offer incremental payment plans. The fixed rate is absolutely negotiable if you need a sliding scale option. However, I've had more people than you'd believe ask for sliding scale only to find out that they make more money than I do a year. So please know that my projector body is very deliberate about quality and detail, and therefore I only take 2 new clients a month. Sometimes that's 1 client a month. Sometimes it's 2. There's a reason I price it as I do. I'm going to be in your field and you will be in mine. I will never overbook myself. That is a value I have. Yes? Okay. If you have questions, ask. If you're feeling the pull to that, let's go. I have 1 more space for June and I have 3 spaces for July. You can schedule a clarity call. They're free. They're about 30 minutes. I'll take you through the structure and function of how I work with people. I'll hear from you a little bit about where you're at and what you're wanting. And that is the one-on-one Magic in the Mundane container. You can also just get a human design reading. If you're like, Alyssa, you know what? You seem great, but I want to taste before I actually make the deep dive. Get a human design foundations reading. They are 2.5 to 3 hours of personalized reading on your human design. 1 to 2 years worth of content. This is the ultimate coming home to self tool. That is a self-study tool. You'll also get a 1-hour integration call with me, and these personal foundations reading are a catalytic key to your human design experiment. And no, you will not get coaching with this, But should you say, you know what, this is delicious, I want the full feast, then we'll make it work, and you will get that price discounted from your commitment to the 6 or 12 month Magic in the Mundane container. This has been a lot of information. I am well aware of that, and I hope you've enjoyed listening. If you've made it this far, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Did you like to hear rather than read the Magic in the Mundane newsletter email? Thank you so much for all of your support. Cheers.